Good morning, Mandy and June.
Right.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I'm Tom Smith.
Yep.
Firstly, we'll get started with our financial services guide. This explains what our business does and who we are. You can see here that we can charge either a fixed dollar fee, an hourly rate or a percentage-based fee, or funds under management. We may deal in these financial products listed just here, including but not limited to superannuation, self-managed superannuation funds, trust and Centrelink. As we have the relevant qualifications that are outlined over the page, remuneration details can be found over the page for both myself and my associates. If you were to have any issues or problems, then you should be familiar with our dispute resolution process, which has been summarised just here. Do you have any questions?
No, we went over the guide prior to arriving, so I think we have a sufficient understanding.
So now I'll get started on some questions relating to your personal information and future plans. Firstly, what are your goals and objectives?
Obviously, spend more time with the family, but also get the kids out of the house. I would like to reduce my hours, but I'm worried about where this will leave us regarding money.
Okay. What you've mentioned definitely seems achievable. When do you plan on retiring?
About 5 to 7 years from now.
You came here because John referred you in regards to your desire to set up a trust. Is there any other matter that you specifically would like help with regards to?
Yes, we're also looking to invest in another property and we need help structuring our finances.
Okay, great. You mentioned you have 2 children. I believe Way's still in high school. Does he plan on undertaking tertiary education?
Yes.
I also believe Lee is halfway through the last year of her commerce degree. Does she expect to enter the workforce immediately after graduation? Overall, to what age do you perceive both kids to be dependent to?
Or we expect anyone?
Great. Do you perceive yourself to be financially literate?
Somewhat, yes.
Great, that will be useful. Do you have an up-to-date will?
Yes.
Do you have enduring power of attorney and enduring power of guardianship?
Yes, we do.
Finally, I'd like to establish and gauge your risk profile. Would you consider yourselves to be risk-seeking individuals or rather risk-averse type of investors?
I think as we move into retirement, we seek financial stability, so we are more risk averse.
In terms of your business, I believe you own and operate a car detailing business, correct?
Yes.
How would you say your business typically operates? Do you maintain a relatively consistent and constant clientele?
Yep. Many of our clients have maintained a relationship with us for many years.
If you were to give me a rough estimate, how much of the work you receive comes as a result of contracts held by car units?
It varies from year to year, however, overall it would be safe to argue around 90%.
That's a fair proportion. Have you perhaps considered diversifying your business cash flow in any way? International contracts, other strategic partnerships with additional local businesses?
At one stage, we were considering approaching a variety of car clubs. However, it was something we decided not to pursue, but that option always remained.
Do you foresee any significant business expenses in the near future, an advertising campaign or something similar?
No, not particularly.
June, you previously disclosed that you worked as the bookkeeper manager. Do you intend to continue working in this capacity until you retire?
Yes.
Just finally, do you intend to manage or deal with the business upon your retirement? Do you plan to sell the business or wish to pass it on to your children?
Unfortunately, our children have little to no interest in the business. I'm afraid we're probably going to have to sell it.
Now that we have covered all your personal and business information, I'm going to ask a series of questions regarding the financial status of your investment properties. Do you have any other assets that you have not previously disclosed to us?
No.
What are your liabilities?
Each property has a small mortgage, which will be reduced to 0 in the next few years.
Great. What are your expenses on average on a weekly basis?
We spend about 2,000 a week.
Insurance is something that can also prove costly. Have you adequately insured your homes and contents?
Yeah, we're with SGA.
Brilliant. How about various other forms of insurance which may be useful in the event of accident affecting your ability to work? Total and permanent disability cover, for example?
No, but given our age, it's something we've considered.
I know we've also discussed your personal will previously. In terms of your parents or grandparents or any other family or relative for that matter,
No.
might you expect to receive any inheritance?
Both of our parents have passed and no inheritance is expected.
Finally, I'd like to ask about your ongoing nature of your property investments. Beyond the 2015-16 forecast of income and expenses provided, do you intend on continuing to rent out and service your properties for clients?
Yeah.
You also made mention you were interested in making further investments down the line. What kind of property or investment do you intend on making next? And how about the potential to explore other domestic or even overseas markets?
Yeah, being from Singapore originally, I would love to buy into an apartment complex or a new development.
More generally, do you turn over such investments using a relatively short timeline, or do you plan on holding your current assets in the long term?
At present, given our age, we are focusing more on long term.
Great. For the time being, I feel we've adequately addressed your business and financial predicament. Thank you for your time. We'll draft up a profile and I'll be in touch with you then.
Alright.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.